What we're talking about is, what does the consumer want out of a free trial? And number one, really good one. Will my computer run the software? Now, that's great. To try it out and see if it's a fit. Okay. And that there's nothing wrong with that. Do I like the feel of the game? And then we're going to say feel can be a lot of things. Controls, graphics / art, class system, whatever it is. Do I like the gameplay? That is different. Do I like the gameplay? And those are kind of similar, but they're different. To confirm that my skepticism is unwanted, I want to believe this game is good. Let's just go with that. Do I feel the game is good? I'm not going to switch over to the battle this time. I want to stay on this point. So, free trials are nice to see if you like playing the game, but it also allows gold spammers a way to hawk this scam. Nope. Slow down. We're not talking about the problems. We're doing CPI right now. We're doing continuous process improvement. I'm doing tens of thousands of dollars of work for every MMO company out there that's going to see this segment. I'm doing top end CPI work for you for free. The question is what does the consumer want out of a free trial? Will my computer run the software? Do I like the feel of the game? Do I like the gameplay? Those are kind of the same, but they're kind of different. Do I feel the game is good? Is it fun? Will my friends... Oh, that's a great one. That is an unbelievable one that, number 5. Will my friends play this with me? That's amazing for a free trial, because you remember when you were a kid, your friends were all in your neighborhood. They come over, you get like the new Tecmo Bowl for Super Nintendo. Your friends came over, you played, you had a good time. But now your friends are all around the world. So you can't necessarily know what's going to happen, right? You can't know what's going to happen. You have to be able to show them. So will my friends play with me? Yes, absolutely. Does it fit into my lifestyle? That, you know what? That is a good one as well, because does this fit with my life? And available play time equals success for me. These are all great things. Now, this is what you do during a CPI event. Everybody always knows. It's amazing, guys. Everybody always knows what all the problems are. Everybody always knows everything, but you got to start putting them on paper. Now, some of you that I cut off and I said, not yours, it's because we weren't there yet. Now, one of them is the community friendly or toxic. I didn't put that up there because I don't think a free trial can tell you that. I don't think a free trial can tell you that as a free trial. I think some free trials will let you know that. What's up, guys? Saw that. I did see that sub come in. I appreciate that. Because that came out of your pocket. That was tier 1. That means a lot to me. So these are all the things that the consumer wants out of the free trial. Now, except for when the game is a gank box. How many times do you know a game is a gank box during the free trial? Versus how many times do you not find out the game is a gank box until after you've already bought it or subbed to it? See, remember that when we say a free trial, we're not... You have to divest yourself of an individual game's experience, and you have to have the culmination and the aggregate of all the free trials you've played. What does the term gank box mean? Basically, that you're going to start getting killed from level 1 on spawning with no repercussions. What if the free trial isn't part of the main game? You sit down a second. You've been here for this lecture. You just settle down. You wait. You wait a second. Now, the other one is... Now, what does the consumer want? What does the company want out of a free trial, right? Number 1, they want sales, and they want player acquisition. 2, they want word of mouth marketing, because I saw some of you guys say that already. What else does a company want out of a free trial? Give me what the company wants. Because I got get people to sub, player acquisition funnel. That's hook you, player acquisition. New subs, player acquisition. They want you addicted, player acquisition. Low investment. Yes, they want it to be a low threat, low cost solution. Active starting area. Data on the player. Data on the player. I am definitely going to take data on the player, because that is something that they want out of it. Remember, I'm not saying that it's something they're going to get out of it. None of those ones that the consumer wants are going to be things that they're going to get out of it, but it's definitely something they want out of it. Build trust to the players, prove they can live up to the promise. That's player acquisition. All these things that you guys are saying, that all boils down to basically 2 words: player acquisition. Another registered account to boost their numbers. That's sales. Again, you're taking the sale piece to another level, but really the reason why sales and player acquisition are on number 1 is because that is what the company wants. They want them to sign on the line that is dotted. Now, my question for you is this. We're going to add a little section over here, right? We're going to add a little section over here. Problems with free trials. What are the problems with free trials? I'm going to walk out of the room real quick. I'll grab them. Just give me the problems you guys have with free trials. Alrighty. No, not wrong answer only. A free trial should give a lot of players so they stress test the servers, right? No. A free trial you shouldn't be stress testing your servers when you're offering free trials. Healthy servers, like bots. Okay, I see bots and gold sellers. That's one big problem with free trials. I'm gonna put spammers and compromised accounts. Let's see. Cost, increased cost. CREA. My spelling is atrocious. I'm Irish. Yes, not accurate. Not 100% accurate portrayal of game. Not 100% accurate rep. We're going to do of game. That's, you know what? That is absolutely amazing. Lost sales. We're going to put that one. And then I'm going to put number 6. No feedback. And the problem with free trials, right, is that a lot of times they don't do anything so that you get feedback from those players. Now, this right here, griefers, I'm going to add one here. I'm going to put bad actors there. I'll put bad actors up there. Griefers, trolls, I'm going to put those in with bad actors. Bots, gold sellers, and bad actors. And then lost sales, and I'm going to try to add on over here, no commitment. People that can make free-to-play accounts can be griefers because lost sales, they can do a lot of stuff as annoyances with low-level characters. Now, in-game GM's logs fixes that. No, it doesn't. Because this is the maker circle right now. That doesn't exist, right? That doesn't exist. You never solve a problem with something that's not on the board. That's CPI. We're not interested in solving any problems right now. We're interested in this is where a lot of people don't do well at CPI, because people are always looking at all of these things to solve. If I say problems, people don't want to just do, I want 500 I want 500 problems. I would probably spend 4 hours with Intrepid. If I was just brought in to do a CPI event on problems with free trials, I'd spend 4 hours just getting all the problems out. Do I work in this space? Yes, I did. And I do. I consult as a CPI Lean Six Sigma, basically specialist. So that's why when sometimes I'm not on Discord for a week, and sometimes I say, like in the past, I don't have shows this week, it's because I've flown somewhere to do, basically do a whole process map or a problem solving event. Right now with COVID, it's really nice because I can just work out of the house on my schedule. But why is it now we've been on this for about 11 minutes. What I already know is a fact. A lot of you have been thinking free trial, but you've been thinking free trials. You've been thinking free trials with a specific game in mind. Yes, free trials give the ability to test possible exploits without fear of getting banned. Bad actors. Bad actors. Now, if we were doing this as a full CPI event, I would want that, like, there would be a box on the board that would say bad actors, and we'd probably spend 30 minutes just on bad actors. Give me all the bad actors. You see what I'm saying? But we're not getting paid 5 figures tonight. Intrepid, send the check. But here's the thing, right? Here's, boom. I like it. Look at that. It's one of mine. If I could have done those on transparent, it would have been, it could have been even better. So what I want to do real quick is I want to save this list, right? I'm going to save this list as free trials, right? And I want to have that, and I got to make sure to. The problem I always have is that if I don't close Paint and then reopen Paint, I'll hit Control S and I'll save over it, and that's always disastrous because then I'm like, but I needed that. Okay, so, and I'll bring up that picture so that I can toggle it back and forth. Give me a second. Where did I put you? Where the fuck did I put you? That's always not a good sign. I saved it. I just don't know where I saved it. Where did I put it? Oh, I put it. It doesn't go there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now open up Paint and grab this just so we have it and we can toggle it. Desktop. Okay, so we have our list that we just built, right? Now, later, have fun. Here's my thing. What does the consumer want out of a free trial? We want to make sure that we want to make sure that we take care of our consumer, right? Because if we're not taking care of our consumer, really, what are we doing here? Right? But does a free trial have to be free access to your game? Or can you create an alternative experience that's going to give the player the answer to their questions? So what I mean by that is, and I know some of you are immediately gonna jump up and rage at me, but Intrepid is already thought outside the box on this. Right? Intrepid was already outside the box. Intrepid came up with APOC. Now, their battle royale was there for combat action testing. But I said the other day on the show, what if they took the Battle Royale and they modified it and they made a Battle Royale that was tab and action? And so basically not blind your eyeballs. But what would happen if they did tank, cleric, ranger, mage in APOC, right? What if they did this in APOC and they had tab, action, builds, and put them in there and let people see? What if they put them in there to get testing data without having to spin up the Alpha 1 servers? Representative of the current build of combat. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think they would need to add the crafting system. No, they don't. They don't need to do that. They don't need to do that. Stick with the Battle Royale. Stick with the point we're on. Stick with the point we're on. What if they added it in for the Battle Royale so that they could test tab and action in the hybrid, in the balancing? Pre-builds, absolutely. Pre-builds. Builds that can't work both ways will be a limitation. You're right, Red Rager. You're absolutely right. They will be a limitation because that's the data Intrepid needs. If here, let me clean this up just a little bit. Let me clean this up just so we can have the discussion. So we're going to have class, and then we're going to have tab, and then we're going to have action, and then we're going to have tank, tank, cleric, mage, ranger, right? And so now if we find out that straight across the board, people are taking tab 90% of the time, straight across the board, it gives us data that we can use to make data-driven decisions because 90% of our testers are taking all tab. Or if we have 97% of clerics are taking tab, but this is like 50-50, and this is like 54-46, and this is like 48-52, right? Now we're getting data. Now we're getting data with just our combat. It allows us to test our combat without spinning up the entirety of Alpha 1. And so what does it give us? Ready? What does it give us? Will my computer run the software? Well, if your computer won't run the APOC, your computer's not going to run the MMO. Do I like the feel of the game, the controls, the graphics, the art? Do I like the gameplay? Definitely going to let you know if you like the controls, you like the graphic art, you like the preliminary class systems. Do I feel the game is good? You won't really be able to make that judgment. Will my friends play this with me? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Does this fit with my life? Available playtime. It's not going to answer that question. But we're only one step in. Will my computer run the software? Well, you're going to be able to eliminate people who can't run APOC. Do I like the feel of the game? Do I like the gameplay? Now, what else do we want to do? Remember what they wanted to do. Castle siege mode, right? Castle siege mode. You're going to get more data. And you're going to be using these. And you're going to be able to refine these, right? Horde mode, right? Horde mode. Now, right? Let's go back to what Axel said. Horde mode. I think they would need to add in the crafting somehow. What if on Horde mode, there was a spin-up time? And what if they had limited crafting? What if they had limited crafting available in the Horde mode? What if there was a spin-up time of 30 minutes before the match, and when you picked your tank, cleric, or mage, you also had to pick very generic gatherer, processor, crafter, right? So now you got to run out, you got to gather resources, you got to bring them back, you got to have processors. Man, nobody took iron processor. I guess we're not going to have those things. And then that 30-minute spin up, right? You don't have to have it on every Horde mode server. You could have two builds. You could have spin up and not spin up. So now you're testing the crafting. Now you go further into APOC and you can do freeholds and housing and let people go in and just play with the module. Or you could make this as a standalone downloadable build so that you just put some basic freeholds, basic housing into a standalone module. Don't even incur server costs once they download it. Now, I think that you're giving people a lot of player acquisition experience. Now, what if we did a level 1 to 5 experience? What if you did a level 25 experience? And then what if you did a level 50 experience? Right? You're not on somebody's server. It's not your character. You're borrowing a character. You get on there and you're like, I want to see the level 1 to 5 experience. Just a module. You come through the gate. You see how questing works. You do a couple of bits and pieces. Or you have a free trial server, if that's what's easier, instead of building a standalone module. They only get to play a little bit. At level 5, it says, congratulations, you've reached level 5. Would you like to be transported to the level 25 experience? You know what one of the best player acquisition experiences I've ever seen was? It was Wrath of the Lich King's Death Knight encounter. You had to really try to fail the Death Knight encounter. It was always constantly circling. What was it? Every 15 or 20 minutes, the attack on the church happened. So, yes, 50. 50 is the max level. So you give people this little bit of experience, and then you give people a little event, and then you let people see what a basic level 50 would be. And then, you know what? Maybe that is siege mode. Maybe you make them go through this really quick experience, and then they unlock their character for castle siege mode. With that said, you don't have to put free trials on an actual server. You don't have to give them a free amount of time to play to see if they like the game. They have, right? You have something that the players are like, look at how much this company did to let me try the game, instead of just being, you can play to level 10 for free, and at level 10, you're out of free play time, give us a credit card number. What does it do? Let me switch back over here, because let me talk about what that solves. What does the company want out of a free trial? Sales, player acquisition. You'll get that. Word of mouth marketing. Imagine you just got done doing the Ashes of Creation experience and you love it. And then you go back to your Discord, or you come to somebody's channel and you ask, hey, have you played the Ashes run through? Low threat, low cost. I think that there's a cost associated with the idea that I'm talking about, but I think it's low. Data on the player, you would absolutely be able to pull data. Now, data on the player overall is going to be, you got to ask the questions in such a way that, you can slide questions in there periodically. I think a person is willing to answer one question in between those modules we talked about. If you wanted to do a level 1 to 5 experience, a 1 to 5 experience. Hey, as we're moving you to the level 25 experience, which MMO are you coming from? Boom. If that's a piece of data that you feel you need, which MMORPG are you coming from? Oh, you're coming from ESO. Thanks. No second question, no 5 questions, just you're coming from ESO. Thanks. That's data. The nice thing about data is that you can compile it. Even if you don't necessarily need it right now, you have it. I think a player is more likely to honestly answer one question if you've just given them a 1 to 5 experience, and then as the experience is loading, you say, which MMO are you coming from? Or other. And then when you go from the 25 to the 50 experience, ask them one other question. What are the 2 questions you want answered most? What's the problem with the free trials? Bots and gold sellers, bad actors. They're not going to come there because what's there to do? They can't accumulate gold. They're not on a real server. Like, sure, are you going to have some malicious bad actors that go there just to screw with the people's experience? Yeah. How do you deal with them? GM. Just have a GM there. It's not like it's so much additional workload that you can't protect your player acquisition funnel. Spammers, compromised accounts. Again, I don't think organizations that make their money spamming gold selling sites or compromising accounts are going to go to your free trial thing. They're going to be more interested in trying to penetrate your actual servers. Increased cost. Yep, there is going to be a cost here, both the development cost and a maintenance cost, but I don't think it's going to exceed the value of your sales and player acquisition. Not 100% accurate representative of the game. Yeah, you're right. It's not 100% accurate, but it's a lot more accurate than letting people play 1 to 10 and expecting a 1 to 10 experience is going to get them involved. No commitment from players, lost sales. Absolutely. There are going to be people who jump onto that. They don't like the experience and they're never going to try your MMO. Guess what? Those same people would have bought your MMO and done a chargeback. And then no feedback. Well, I just solved that. Remember I said the no feedback problem? I think somebody will answer 2 questions for you if in exchange for you giving them a good trial. Now, we go back to what does the consumer want out of this free trial? Do I feel the game is good? Has anybody done a free trial experience like I just detailed? I think players would say, damn, that was good. Will my friends play this with me? Your friends get to go through the same experience you just went through. Yeah, I think they would. Does this fit with my life? Again, I don't think any free trial can answer number 6. I've never had that experience, but I would have loved to try. Yeah, you see, that's the thing. I'm thinking out of the box with, I don't believe in tell me, I believe in show me. I don't believe in tell me, I believe in show me. It's great that you want to tell me how star-spangled awesome your product is. Show me. Give it to me. Let me play with it. Let me tinker around with it. Let me kick the tires. Let me rev the engine. I think that if a company did what I just described, they would find that they had to do very little other marketing. Because think about 2022. Think about streamers. Think about YouTubers. Did you know that Universal Studios did a movie event to promote Gringotts and it only has 43,000 views on YouTube? That was a completely wasted digital product. The ride gets more than 43,000 rides in a month, but their promotional material for the ride only got 43,000 views in, I think, 4 years. You went through the time of making it, but it's not doing anything for you. I think if a company did what I just described, they would build instant trust with the player base. You are showing me behind the curtain. That's a lot of views if you ask. No, it's not. And here's why I say that. A professionally developed product has less views than my top 10 videos. It's from Universal Pictures, their theme park. They should have way more than 42,000 views on that. There are many solutions to problems. People just don't think outside the box. You're right. People don't think outside the box because you know what people don't do? Do you guys remember the movie Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones and Anne H? And Tommy Lee Jones there's a volcano and she's telling him about other problems in the city. And he says, I can only fight what I can see. And I've got a problem here. And she's like, okay, well, I'm going to go find out where the rest of the problem is. The problem with companies is companies are only worried about yesterday, today, tomorrow, and the day after. The problem is that if I tell you you're going 50 miles on a specific heading, I tell you you're going 50 miles on a specific heading, and you're only worried about yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So you plan on going this way for the next 50 miles. And I tell you well, you're going to run into a problem because you're going to fall right off the cliff. If I told you 50 miles ago that you want to adjust your course, you can lose absolutely zero time by making a course correction. And then when the conflict comes, you don't lose a day. You don't lose an hour. You don't lose anything. I can make your course correction here. This is where you start talking about your free trials. And a lot of companies say there's too much on our plate already. And I say, well, I get that. But that's why trendsetters, and that's why the people who have unbelievable return on investment, they're planning their free trial when they're making the game, because they only have to make little tiny course corrections during development to really get what they need. Because they're like, okay, we're building this, and we want to make sure that we code this in such a way that it can be used for our build. I think Intrepid needs to, now that they've proven that they can put out an MMORPG, I think Intrepid really needs to, and dead serious.
I say, Sprocket, we've reached the end of another video. Time to thank the sponsors. Yes, that will do, that will do. Shall we pop off for a spot of tea?